Everyone, and welcome to this reading. Today is going to be another love reading, and we will be finding out what was going through your person's mind the last time they saw you or the last time the two of you saw each other. Okay, in order to help you choose, I will put 3 pictures on the screen, one for each group. Please take your time in making your choice. I will put a timestamp in the description box as always, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, group number 1. If you chose this image, this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what was going through your person's mind the last time they saw you or the last time you saw each other. What were they thinking? What were they feeling? Let's see what we can get. We have Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles reversed, Queen of Swords, the Fool, the Magician reversed. Okay, let's see something from this other deck, what we can get. We have the King of Roses, we have the Akashic Library, we have the King of Scrolls, we have Views of the Ego, and one last card, we have the Sands of Time. So group number 1, what was going on through your person's mind the last time the two of you saw each other or the last time they saw you? Whatever happened between the two of you. Now, in some cases, they never actually reached out to you, okay? They noticed you from a distance, maybe in a very neutral environment. You weren't even aware of the fact that they were there and they were noticing you, they were seeing you. For others, the two of you actually met. You might have interacted on a very superficial level. You might have held a conversation, a very polite conversation. I feel like in both cases, you are not aware of the intensity of their feelings or the intensity of their desire to communicate. It's like they wanted to talk to you. They really wanted to talk to you. I'm seeing a lot of written texts, written messages that were never sent, a lot of conversations, hypothetical, imaginary conversations being played in their mind, conversations that never took place. It's like they envisioned what it would be like to see you again, and they envisioned the conversation that the two of you were going to have. Their hope in that hypothetical situation, imaginary situation, was for them to express themselves freely, to have this very straightforward, very blunt, very open conversation about, you know, how they felt, how they are still feeling, what happened in the past, maybe revisit some memories. So they imagined all of that in their head. But the moment they saw you, it's like everything was blocked. Their mind went blank. They were like a child again, in a sense, in that very shy, very restricted energy. They might have been really shy when you knew them before, or they might have not been the best communicator. They had a hard time, expressing their feelings, dealing with their feelings and all of that. And I feel like they've improved on that matter now. But when they saw you and when they interacted with you, if that was the case, they just their mind just shut down. They had this block that they couldn't overcome. It felt like they were on their first date and they didn't know what to say, they didn't know what to do. And it's what I'm seeing is like almost like, you see this person like almost like holding their heart and like, what am I going to do with you? I'm just gonna have to keep this secret now forever. there's a lot of intensity. Okay, there's a lot of intensity. I feel like whatever happened between the two of you in the past was something very serious, or they took it very serious. They wanted to take it very serious, but now it kind of feels like it's hopeless. That's how they're feeling at the moment. They're feeling hopeless. They feel like their hands are tied. They feel like there's no way on earth that something could happen between the two of you, because it could be that there's a lot in between. You know, you might have evolved in different directions. You might have moved on with your life. There's a lot of legal complications for some of you even. And there's this lack of communication. Like they've never really shared how they felt about this connection, about this situation. They were never truly honest about it. And I feel like for a lot of them, it's this thought of it's not the right time. It's not the right time. But in the depth of their mind, you know, in the corner of their mind, there is this negative thought of there will never be a right time. It wasn't the right time then. It's not the right time now. Will there ever be a right time? You know, and I feel like, you know, they feel like it will never happen. For them, it seems hopeless. It seems like some sort of miracle would have to happen for the two of you to, I don't know, be reunited, or even have this, you know, basic conversation about how you are feeling about one another. I feel like the two of you go way back. You go way back. Some of you might have not spoken for years and years and years, and it doesn't have to be the case for everyone. And I feel like whatever separation took place, it might have been, first of all, because of this lack of communication, and also because of their ego. You know, this person seems to have a very fragile ego. They want to show a certain image to the outside world, and I feel like they held on to this image even when they're in your presence. Maybe they were afraid of being vulnerable, because this person is a very deep person. Okay, they are capable of very, very deep feelings, but they're also very stubborn. And I'm getting a very, very strong earth energy, and especially Taurus energy. Okay, a lot of stubbornness, a lot of I want it my way, I want things done my way, and a sense of comfort, like they were very comfortable in their situation. For some of you, they might have wanted to be the one that was chased. You know, you be the chaser, and they would be like the prey in a sense. Okay, so they wanted you to chase them. They wanted you to come for them, and not the other way around. Because I don't know, of the ego, or maybe it felt safer that way, like they would have been certain of how you felt about them, that you really wanted them. But I don't feel like that was the most practical approach, because that was basically a waiting game, and it was their loss. Because of that, it was their loss. And I feel like they are still processing those feelings. Like with this Akashic library, it's like replaying those past memories over and over and over again. I feel like seeing you, encountering you, has reignited that spark. Maybe they've buried those feelings deep within. They thought they overcame that. They thought they worked on themselves. They thought they moved on from everything. And now seeing you from everything, and now seeing you, it kind of like brought back those memories, and it sort of triggered the feelings that they used to have, those feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, you know, maybe the feelings of not being adequate, you know, not being good enough for you. It just made them feel like they felt in the past all over again. And in a sense, some of them even wanted you to know how much they have grown, how much they have evolved. Like, I'm better now, you know, I'm more accomplished, I did this with my life and I did that with my life, in a way to impress you, in a way to get validation from you, in a way to, maybe for some of them, I know it could be very isolated cases, even to spite you, you know, like tell you, look what you've been missing, you know, I was such a catch, look what you've been missing. A bit of a toxic energy, not gonna lie. But it's only due to their fragile ego, to their insecurities, And I feel like, you know, for the most part, they believe they overcame these insecurities. But like I said, seeing you reliving those past memories and being triggered by those memories, by, you know, the sight of you, has brought back those insecurities. Let's see what else. What else can we get? We have the Hermit. Oh, we have Six of Wands. We have Queen of Wands. We have Ace of Cups. Six of Pentacles. And let me clarify with some. We have Queen of Roses. And we have the Scribe. So yeah, like I said, I mean, it really did trigger something within them, you know, meeting you. A lot of them, I feel like they try to overcome these emotions by focusing on work, by maybe having like a journal or writing about it or talking to other people about it. I don't know. They felt, again, like I said before, they felt like the situation is not exactly fair, like the circumstances are not right. They saw you even better than you were before. They acknowledge the fact that you have evolved a lot. You have become like you went through a glow up, or there's this maturity within you. Something that it's, you know, I feel like they went from like physical desire. Maybe their past feelings were more intense, more on the physical level, more passionate, okay? But now they don't see you just in that way. They see you in this very respectful way. They're almost admiring you. They saw you with this very calm energy, very mature energy, very peaceful energy, and it's almost like this sense of admiration. So not necessarily physical desire, more like admiration and respect. There's a lot of respect, like so there might have, you know, a lot of time might have passed since the two of you saw each other, but again, you know, they might feel like you're not on the same page, you're not necessarily on the same level. For some of you, I'm getting not on the same level, even though you could be on the same level, but they might feel like you're not, because the two of you are not, because they see you as, you know, high above them. But for others, it feels like you're both on the different pages, and they do acknowledge that, you know, counting on their ego and hiding their feelings might have not been the best approach. There's a lot of, let's see this Hermit. I feel like meeting you, seeing you has pushed them to acknowledge certain feelings or certain thoughts that they try to block. We have paths known, yes. But there's still a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty. Like, you know, they don't know where things could evolve from there on. They saw you, they admired you, they acknowledged their past mistakes, they acknowledged they still have certain feelings for you, they're still thinking about you, they admire you at least, or they respect you. But there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty. We have the Treasure. It's almost like you're out of reach. It's like they don't know the path to, like the path to the treasure. You are the treasure. They don't know, you know, they don't have the map. They are clueless here. They are clueless about how to approach this whole thing. Because yeah, like I said, it feels hopeless. It feels like there's no way on earth it could work out. Like, it's not the best idea to get further involved. Although they acknowledge your value, they also don't want to get their hopes high, and they're trying to remain in their very logical mind, like have common sense, like, oh, how can this be? How can this happen? It can't happen. And we have the Ark of the Covenant. At this point, there is still some sort of a connection between the two of you. They hold you as somebody who was very dear to them and is still very dear to them. And some of them might even be just happy with just being your friend, or just being in your presence, or just having another conversation with you. Might have had like very deep conversations, or they might have wanted to have deep conversations, and some of them might be happy just with that, not being with you necessarily, but just having those conversations, reliving those special moments, even if just as friends. That, I feel like that would just be enough for them. But again, there's a risk. I feel like a lot of them are, terrified that they might start feeling more than they are supposed to be feeling for you, and it would only complicate things. And given the uncertainty that this whole situation is showing, they don't think that that's the wisest idea. So, and they didn't think that was the wisest idea. So that's why there was, a lot of feelings, a lot of thoughts, a lot of growth from seeing you or encountering you. Unfortunately, you did not get to see any of that, hear any of that, even suspect any of that. Okay, so group number 1, I will leave it at this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated, and I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hi, group number 2, if you chose this image, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what was going on, what was going through your person's mind the last time they saw you, or the last time the two of you met each other. Ace of Swords, reversed. The Strength, reversed. Oh, wow. 7 of Cups, reversed. Page of Pentacles. This we have 1 upright card. 5 of Wands. Okay. King of Roses. Queen of Scrolls. Loving Elementals. Caught in the Ruins. The Queen of Keys. I don't feel like the two of you interacted when they last saw each other. When they last saw you, I don't feel like the two of you had any sort of interactions for most of you. I feel like whatever encounter, if you saw each other, if you sort of interacted, there wasn't much of a communication going on. There's silence. There's like complete silence here. I feel like a lot of them, silence their mind, they silence their heart. They just did not want to talk about this. They don't want to feel anything. They did not, at least they didn't want to show it. For some of you, I'm even getting like they acted very cold, even rude. Okay, if you interacted with one another, like they were very, like short answers, very blunt answers, not much communication going on, and they might have come off as rude, almost as to not give off what their true thoughts were. Now, if the two of you did not interact with each other, they just saw you from a distance, and that could be the case for a lot of you watching. I feel like they were angry. They were angry. Some of you might have moved on here. Some of you might have even gotten married with other people. You might have started another family. You might be in a committed relationship, or you just might be doing very well in life. Like you might have had a lot of accomplishments in the past years, on the time that went by, that passed since the two of you saw each other, and they were sort of angry because of that. Not very happy about it. Like I feel like some of them have not moved on, or they haven't done much with their lives, to be quite honest. It's like not a lot of accomplishments. I feel like they didn't fulfill their dreams, they didn't fulfill their hopes of, I don't know, becoming, having a better career, or finishing some sort of studies, or just being successful overall, being seen. I feel like the last time they saw you, they interacted with you, they would have liked to impress you more, in a sense, to show you what you lost. And well, they're not happy because, in a sense, you showed them what they lost. So that kind of made them very angry and very snappy. And some of them might have seen you, might have interacted with you, and then they left the place and they started having arguments all out of the blue with their friends and their relatives and people who they interacted with afterwards, because they were sort of pissed. They expected to see something else from you, and yet here you are doing all great by yourself or with somebody else, minding your own business, living your best life. And some of them are actually wondering, or they were wondering, if they actually meant anything to you, because there's this thought in their head that you sort of moved on a little bit too fast from that situation. And I feel like it's not very positive energy for some of them. I feel like they're trying to tell themselves that you are trapped. There is clearly some sort of a commitment there, but they're trying to present it as something negative, like you trapped yourself, or maybe you might have children with somebody else, like you are trapped inside your life, in a life that you don't actually want. Because I feel like in the past they assumed that they knew what you wanted. Maybe they assumed that you wanted the same things as they did. And I feel like your life might have evolved in a very different direction since then. And they're like, nah, there's no way that group number 2 can enjoy this life, okay? They are pretending that everything's good and they're happy. Group number 2 is happy, but I don't buy it. I don't think they're actually happy. I feel they're just trapped. They chose this path, and now they are trapped on this path, and they can't move on from there. But the truth is, they are acknowledging to themselves, deep down inside their mind, they're acknowledging that, you can actually be happy with what you have now and who you have become now. So, yeah, they're, a little bit of trying to comfort themselves with all sorts of thoughts. I don't feel like this person is very accomplished. Like I said, they did not accomplish their dreams. They had big dreams. I feel like they wanted to, some of them might, they wanted to become famous. They wanted to become known. They wanted to be admired, and they failed. And I'm not saying that you are now the one who is admired, but you are happy with your current situation. You are happy in your current life, even if you don't have a lot. Even if it seems like you don't have a lot from, society standards, you are happy, and you seem happy, and you seemed happy to them, and they're not taking it very well. Okay, we have a little bit of a storm going on outside. We have Queen of Wands, and we have the Magician. They came out together. We have Four of Swords. We have Six of Swords. King of Pentacles. Let's clarify these real quick. Uriel and the Sphinx. Winged Messengers. Larian. We have Spring and Autumn. Oh, we have the Architect. I feel like they don't actually know how they feel about you. or how they felt about you when they saw you. They were very puzzled. To a certain degree, they were angry. Okay, they were sort of not very pleased with the fact that you were doing so well. On the other hand, there was this attraction towards you. Okay, like they saw you as the Queen of Wands. They admired you. They were attracted to you. They were attracted of who you have become. Could be specific for some of you. They saw you as a catch. You might have become very attractive or more attractive, or I don't know. It's like if you matured in this very I don't know, sensual way, because there is some sort of a physical attraction now, and they can't actually explain that to themselves. And I feel like they would have liked to talk to you more. Maybe spend more time with you. Maybe have the opportunity to, I don't know, some of you might have thought about asking whatever friends you used to have in common, or whatever people you used to know, the two of you, to ask them, to, I don't know, set the two of you up to meet each other and have a talk, or I don't know, just spend time together within a group and find out more about you. They were sort of planning on being a bit sneaky about that. Manipulate an interaction with you behind the scenes with people that the two of you might know, but this person doesn't seem to have matured a lot. Some of them are still living in the past. They are still holding on to the image that they created about you in the past, the memories they had with you in the past. They choose to see you as you were back then. And I feel like throughout the time, if there was this separation for a longer time, you haven't seen each other for a very long time, they maintained that image of you from the past. Like they actually believed that you would not evolve at all, that you have remained the same, that nothing else happened in your life. Or some of them even a little bit of a selfish narcissistic energy where you couldn't get over them, like you are still thinking of them, not necessarily the way they are thinking of you, but you might still think of them, or you might have not made something of yourself without them. And I'm not seeing a lot of growth from their part. This person might have been a very immature person to begin with, and they haven't matured a whole lot. It's like they can't focus on their success. I'm getting a little bit of a victim mentality for some of them. Okay, this again, very specific messages are coming in my head. Like they haven't done much in their life. And they are constantly blaming other people for it. Like, it's not me to blame, it's, the circumstances, people were unfair to me, the circumstances were unfair to me, I was wronged. Some, people took things from me, they stole my opportunities, stuff like that. And yeah, again, this architect, on top of the Queen of Keys, with the One of Keys, you have definitely moved on. You have definitely moved on from this person. You are doing so much better. For some of you financially, you might have your own place. You might have like financial abundance. I'm seeing a lot of stability, a lot of things that you've built. Some of you might have even built like a legacy. Okay? Something that withstands the passing of time. And I feel like this was their dream. They wanted to build that. They wanted to create that. And you might have created all of that in a different field, in a different way. But it's still, there's no legacy from their part. There's a lot of legacy from your part. And they're not, like I said, they're not very happy about it. They weren't very happy about it. And let's see more about this legacy, about these accomplishments. How they felt about that. With the King of Pentacles, it could be like a spouse, right? And the Architect, like a family. That could also mean a legacy, having children. Ten of Wands. Yeah, they always imagined you like, and King of Wands. They've always imagined you might have been a very passionate person in the past, like passionate about everything, passionate about work. You might have been workaholics, both of you. So that might have been one thing that held you together, kept you together, and they thought you remained that way. But I feel like your focus, your priorities shifted in another direction. Maybe you're focused more on your family, or you're focused more on your inner peace, on your well-being, like mental well-being. So now you're not so focused on your work, and they saw that. But still, still you have accomplished more than they have. But you went on a very, very different path. And yeah, they saw a change in you. They saw a very dramatic change in you. It's like you become somebody else, attractive from their point of view, because I feel like this person is attracted to people with accomplishments. They're attracted to high achievers. They are attracted to self-confidence and people who are happy, and abundant. And yeah, but it's a very different path that you chose. A Three of Pentacles. And again, there's this sense of immaturity from this person's part. Like this person is almost like the eternal student. That's one of the energy I'm getting. Like they're still growing. They're always growing, but they're not growing in any direction. They're just growing and that's it. They're constantly studying, but they're never actually getting... like when you're a student, you study, you graduate, and then maybe you get other degrees like a master's or a PhD or whatever. And then you get a job and you work the corporate ladder, let's say. But they never did that. They're just like constantly studying. That's like a forever student, because they have this very immature energy. And I feel like they wanted to believe that they have accomplished a lot, but some of them, by comparison, like when they saw you, when the two of you interacted, if you interacted, or when they saw you, you came off as, definitely more successful than they were, even though they tried to pretend that, they were the one who the ones that have accomplished more. And King of Cups. So basically, what was going through their mind was a lot of feelings, not necessarily love. We saw like some sort of attraction that was taking place there. Now this King of Cups doesn't necessarily have to mean love. It just means a lot of emotions going through their mind, related to you, but also related to themselves. It feels like whatever they thought they knew about themselves, about you, about how they envision things, it just shattered. That image just shattered. It's no longer real, and they don't know how to process that. I feel like some of them are still processing this. Even if the two of you met or they saw you like a longer time ago, they are still processing that. They're still in that space. Like I said, forever a student. Yeah. Okay, group number 1, I will leave it at this. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hi, group number 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose this image, this is going to be for you. These are your messages. Let's find out what was going through your person's mind the last time they saw you, or the last time the two of you saw each other. We have King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. What is this? Like, so, Two of Cups. All three groups got very similar cards, but the messages were so different. So fun, so much fun. Okay, the Devil, the Tower reversed, the Bird's Nest, Uriel and the Sphinx, Loving Elementals, Views of the Ego, Two Worlds. Okay. Now this could be very specific for some of you. I'm getting that this person could be an ex-spouse or somebody that you have children with. For some of you, it doesn't have to resonate for everyone. Whatever, you know, the nature of your connection was, it was a pretty strong connection. The two of you had a very solid foundation. You could have children together, you owned a house together, maybe you owned assets together, something of that sort. So there was like this financial entanglement between the two of you. Now, the last time they saw you, I'm gonna be honest, group number 3, this person seems to have quite the feelings for you. They seem to have quite the feelings for you, but unfortunately, there are some blockages here. And when they saw you, I feel like they were reminded of those blockages. I feel like some of you could come from very different situations, very different circumstances, very different worlds, or the two of you could be living in very different worlds at the moment. Like your lives have evolved in very different directions. And I feel like at least your life seems unbreakable. Your situation seems unbreakable. And their situation also seems unbreakable, but it's not unbreakable. It just seems that way because they are holding on to a facade. This person is still emotionally attached to you. It's a little bit like an addiction to them, holding on to your memory. Some of them are imagining having conversations with you, are imagining finding refuge in thinking of you. They did not let go of this. They're just like hoping in a sense that maybe at some point in the future something could happen. However, when they saw you, when the two of you interacted, there might have been something that you might have said, or something that was said in general, that kind of made them realize that, hold on, the reality is completely different from my fantasy. Because this person is fantasizing about you a lot. And not just in a physical sense, although for some of them it could still be in a physical sense. But for others, like I said, they take refuge in thinking of you. Imagining these, romantic things with you. Conversations, like they might imagine that they have conversations with you, like you supporting them. Or, they just fantasize about you supporting them, you being by their side. And if there was a divorce involved, they fantasize about being family again, or they still hope to be a family again, or they take refuge in remembering what it was like to be a family, or what it was like for the two of you to be together. They replay those scenes over and over again in their head because it makes them feel comfortable. And like I said, it was this sense of addiction to your memory, to thinking about you. And so for some of them, they might have been better back then when you knew them, right? But their life took a different path, not so good path, okay? Like their life started to spiral down for some of them. But when they think about you, they remembered themselves as they were back then, somebody that they were proud of. So they're still very attached to that image, almost like they peaked during that time when the two of you were together. And now they're no longer peaking, but they're still trying to, go back to those memories and find refuge in those memories. And of course, those memories also involve you, and, the way you made them feel. So like some of you might have made them feel like really, really good, like they were the center of the world, like they were the center of your attention. You took care of them, maybe you built a home with them, something of that sort. And it made them feel accomplished, it made them feel good, it made them look good, especially for a lot of them. Ooh. So they're still reminiscing that. Okay, we have Knight of Swords. Knight of Wands. Ooh, Ten of Cups reversed. The Moon. Oh, Eight of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, this person is not doing so well. They're not doing so well. And I'm like, get a little bit of a stalker energy, a bit of a creeper energy. I don't know. I hope it's not as bad. Fated meeting, birth, wishes fulfilled. Oh, the journey, the lookout. It kind of reminded them, the encounter they had with you or seeing you, it kind of reminded them of their shortcomings. It's almost like you held a mirror. I'm sorry about the storm outside. I can't close the window. It's so hot in here. It reminded them of their failures. And I'm very curious what those failures are. I mean, they might have been the one to mess it up. For some of you watching, they might have been the one to mess it up. They might have not been very reliable. And I feel like when they saw you, they started picturing in their head what it would be like if, again, this fated meeting, this fantasizing about what could it be, what was, what might have been, you know what I mean? Like some of them even fantasize the future with you. I feel like if you were to give this person another chance, they would take it. They would most definitely take it. For some of them, like they would like to have children with you or more children with you. You know, they would like to have like very intimate moments with you. They would like to build what they've ruined. Maybe they ruined, like what was ruined. They would like to build that again. And there could be distance between the two of you at the moment. So you might not be talking much, or the communication is very superficial, or they are afraid to approach you. Let's see what happened. We have the Judgment reversed. I feel like they messed it up. See, I'm getting again this like sense of commitment, very deep commitment, and I feel like they just threw that away. Maybe they were non-committal, maybe they didn't want to take a serious commitment or take the connection further, or maybe some of them, they might have even cheated or just like gave up on whatever the two of you had. And when they saw you, they became very regretful about that, very, very regretful, because I feel like they realized their loss. They realized what they lost. It kind of hit them. But, I mean, not necessarily hit them in a sense, because they were still thinking of you. This person was still thinking of you all the time. All this time. We have Seven of Pentacles. Like they're playing the waiting game, hope. Five of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Eight of Cups. Let me get this Eight of Cups. The chess game. Yeah, for some of them, I'm getting this very non-committal energy. Even if the two of you were a family, even if the two of you were together, like in a serious, oh my, like a serious commitment, what I'm getting is that they were not fully involved. Like they were not taking that commitment seriously. They never took it seriously. And it was almost like a waiting game for you. And the way they live with the memories from the past, they take comfort in the memories from the past. That's how it might have been with you when the two of you were still together or still interacting. Like you were holding on to the memories from the first times that you met each other, when things were still good, when, you know, there was this, you know, hoping and dreaming that, you know, there's a lot of potential to this connection and all of that. And even if the connection evolved, I feel like this person was never truly in there. You know, they were never truly involved. And you felt left outside, and you eventually walked away from their mind games. And this person still doesn't realize what they've done. In a sense, they do, but in a sense, they are not ready to acknowledge their mistakes, to take responsibility for what they've done. They're still in that immature phase where they're like, nah, you know. They only remember what they want to remember. Unfortunately, for some of them, they only remember what they want to remember. And I feel like drained out. Like something is draining my energy. Maybe that's how you felt with this person. Like they were draining your energy. And like you want nothing to do with them because of that. King of Roses. Let's clarify this King of Roses. Spring and autumn. Caught in the ruins with winged messengers. That sounds scary. Oh dear. Let's take this from here. For some of them, I'm getting like they made their bed, now they have to lie in it. That's what I'm getting. Like I'm getting their table is empty. Right? Whatever the nature of your encounter was, or how they saw you, first of all, they, like I mentioned before, they realize what they've been missing out on. First of all. Second of all, they realized how crappy their situation is, because I'm getting like their table is empty. There's nobody at their table. They have no one beside them. They have nobody supporting them. I don't know how this person messed it up. Some of them might have went to jail, literally. But they seem to be trapped in some sort of a situation. Maybe they have like financial problems. Okay, but they have some sort of problems here. Maybe problems with the law, or some serious financial problems. But everyone left them. That's what I'm getting. Everyone left them. And now they're just looking in the past at the shadow of who they used to be. That's what I'm getting. And meeting you, seeing you, was, like I mentioned before, I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but it's basically the same message. It's like you holding a mirror in front of them and showing them who they've become. Like a slap on their face to bring them back to reality. Because they enjoyed dreaming about you, they enjoyed thinking, reminiscing the past. But the past is the past. You moved on from that past. They haven't. And their life, just like I said, spiraled down. It went downhill. And now they're just like stuck with those memories, stuck in that situation. And I don't feel like there are a lot of ways out of that situation. There's not much they can do about it now. Okay, I'll get one last card, and I don't want to make this too long, okay? And then we'll wrap it up. So, the Magician. Okay, I'll have to clarify this one again. 8 of Wands reversed, yes. I feel they realized how they stagnated. Maybe in their own little world, they believe that everyone lived their lives the way they did. Okay, like they didn't evolve. They actually regressed in a sense. And now they realize, when they saw you, when they met you, how much they stagnated, how much you have changed, how much you have evolved, how much everyone has evolved in reality, and how much they were left behind. They stagnated. They were stuck in one place. there's a lot of stagnating energy here, okay, a lot of trapped energy. Whatever the nature of their situation, the current situation is not very, very good. Okay, so group number 3, I will leave it at this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.